What you'll hear next may astonish, disturb, and provoke you. Know that the events, characters, and conversations are not real. They are imaginary, concocted for the purpose of release and entertainment. Interpret accordingly.
Welcome back to the Boxcar Buddies. It's Don and Greg. We're back again. I'm gonna say back a couple more times because my back hurts. It's all I'm thinking about. I accidentally fell on my back from a 2-story window. I've never done it before. I've usually got really sticky hands that I can hold onto walls with. But unfortunately, I fell to my knees and cracked my back in half.
And there it is. It's cracked in half. Greg, you can do the show laying down that way. I don't mind. It's just that I'm going to help you get the rest of the pants worked back up over your hips there, because that's that's just a little too much moonlight peeking through there.
Yeah.
And all right, here, help me out. Roll on the side there. Okay. Wow, these are getting tighter. These are getting tighter a little bit, I think. Supportive?
Well, not really great at exercising right now. Kind of in my own homemade full body cast.
Yeah, why did you decide to jump through the roof of the boxcar as an entrance?
Well, I was walking down on Clybourne when I noticed that there was a tantalizing smell coming from one of the apartments.
Ooh, tantalizing like food or...
Like sweetness.
Oh, yeah.
That good sweetness. And I walk up the walls like Spider-Man. I licked my palms, slapped him right against the wall, and I was able to get up there using my homemade honey.
Yes, your honey, that's one of the many unforeseen originally benefits of Greg's homemade honey is that he can just lick his palms and it dries almost instantly, and he's coated in this sticky film, which you can use to climb up buildings and stuff.
Yeah, so I one-armed my way up, and right there on the windowsill, it was a piping hot cherry pie.
Oh, God.
Freshly made, and it smelled so good, but I didn't realize how freshly made it was, so I took a bite of that and just went, woo!
Oh, worst.
Just hot cherry goo melting my tongue. I can't taste anything. Look at my tongue.
Oh my gosh, dude. That looks like... I struggle to say what that looks like. It looks like a baby starfish that got like squished by a a steamroller, and then kind of like maybe run through the microwave. It was nuked for like 15 seconds.
Yeah, it seems like it's like a boiled chicken breast.
Yeah, that is not tongue-shaped at all anymore. That's kind of floury though, in a weird way. Yeah, and hence the spore.
Yeah.
Hence the spore that just popped out.
But I fell right down onto my back, and like I said last week, unfortunately, Free Clinic has banned me from his medical facilities. So was not really exactly to get something really binding on me.
Yeah, so what did you end up doing since did he accommodate still since you were hurt, or did you have to go somewhere else?
No, he said, look elsewhere.
Wow, he put his foot down, huh?
Yeah, he sure did. He's like right on me.
Wow, ruthless.
Yeah.
Because you had to crawl there, presumably.
I tried turtle walking up there, but it did not work too well. So I've kind of been like slowly slinking like an earthworm.
Yeah, the walrus move. I see you. The one-armed walrus move.
Yeah, I used my fangs and I just dug my teeth into the dirt and just
Yeah. I can see the brown caps of dirt still on the fangs there. So where did you end up going to get the cast?
Oh, I just looked in the garbage and found whatever I could find. So
of course.
Some trash bags and tape, and I think I have like one of those reusable bags that I tied into a knot.
Yeah.
I got some caution tape from a police scene.
See a ripped in half volleyball there on the back of your leg.
Yeah, I named him Blilson.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good way. Yeah, it's
copyright claims.
It's free.
And whatnot.
Yeah, it's royalty free. There you go. And it can still be a friend to you. That's the beauty of it, is that you can still call him, and he's going to be right there.
I didn't have any blood to make the face, so I just used a little bit of mud and
that still works.
Tears.
Yeah, he looks perplexed, I guess. which is a good...
That wasn't the look I was going for. I'm sorry that I'm not a great painter.
It's all right, man. Hey, besides, it's on the back
Everyone
of your leg.
has flaws. Mine is art.
That is one of your big flaws, for sure. Another being the fact that you would climb up and try and steal somebody's cherry pie from their windowsill.
It's cold, and I need something hot in my tum-tum.
How high did you think you went up? How high do you think you got up there?
6 stories.
Oh, my God. So you chomped on the pie, fell the 6 stories. Did you land in an alley or like on the front side of the street in the grass?
Yes.
Oh, no. A little bit of cement and
A little
grass.
bit of both.
Oh, buddy.
Like, I fell in that halfway in between the sidewalk and the grassy patch. Mm-hmm. And just...
Ouch.
Fell.
Well, yeah, I'm... Hey.
Don't worry.
Sorry that
I'm
happened.
good at healing.
Yeah, you'll be back. You'll be back in no time. We'll just do a little rehab.
I
here.
mean, I've been through worse. One time, an animal man that was obsessed with bread crushed my bones.
Really?
Yeah. He kept screaming, "Non!" You were there, remember that?
Yes, I do.
You know, when you let him do that to me?
Well,
when you
I
let
was
the
scared.
freaky
He was
pan
satyr. This is a satyr. What am I supposed to do to a satyr? That's a
use
mythical
your fancy
being.
chest light. You have this fancy, stupid chest light.
Yeah, you're
that
right.
You put all this fucking dumbass time into,
I've been
and you don't even use it.
Well, this is one battery that I have, and I do use it at night, and it's just I haven't been able to figure out the solar
What, are you a
recharging of it
coward?
yet.
Are you afraid of the darkness?
Are you not?
My heart's filled with it. Why would I fear what I am?
It's some deep stuff, but there's still a lot of weird shit out in the dark, especially in the city.
And I've
man.
got the means to fight it back.
You have a laser pistol on your robot hand.
Yeah.
All I have is a night light. All I have is a blinky light.
You could
drawing enemies toward my location.
You could draw him away while I shoot him to prevent him from crushing me and you. It would have been a win-win.
Well,
and we could have eaten him because he produces bread from his
I know,
fur.
the garlic naan. Well, that's what was distracting me, was that I was eating the garlic naan, and I didn't realize you guys were having such a hard time. I didn't know you guys were disagreeing like that. But
I just wanted to ride him. That's all I wanted to do. And then he has to crush all my bones.
And dreams, because you didn't ride him. And we haven't seen him since, so presumably he's not going to get...
So this is the second time that I've had my dreams crushed, because I couldn't even finish that pie.
No. Well,
It fell on my chest.
oh, I'm sure it was still hot, right?
If I could move my arms, I'd show you.
Oh, no, we'll just leave it. I'll just imagine it there.
No, you should.
No, I don't want to do it. No.
should really
Stop. Please. You're just going to hurt yourself. You're just going to hurt yourself.
labia.
Why? Why are you... That's a good shirt. Why are you tearing it?
I want to show you the pain.
Oh my god! Ew, oh my god, dude, that looks like. Oh my god, it looks like in Star Trek Insurrection, the stretchy-faced aliens, the aliens that would stretch
fuck
their
is
face
that
skin.
show?
No, it's a movie. It was one of the Star Trek movies from 2002. I think it might have been Patrick Stewart's last as Picard. But your chest looks like that, a stretchy-faced alien. Looks like somebody reached in there, carved off a section of real estate from your chest, stretched it out like gack, and then stapled it right back on.
So like the alien guy from MIB, when the cockroach took his body, and they're like, "You should smile more." He grabs the back of his head, stretches it up like this.
Vincent D'Onofrio, you mean?
Yeah.
I did not know until recently that was Vincent D'Onofrio. That is some amazing. That's a calling card for the rest of your life right there. Like, you don't have to show anybody else anything.
Sugar, more in water, more.
It's some Men in Black stuff. And then they sweep in with that sweet little stick that removes everybody's memories.
I wish that a magic man with a magic stick waved that in my face so I would try this again.
Me too. Yes.
Because right now I can't try this again, but maybe if a flash of light hits me in the face, then I won't know any better. Don't you dare!
What do you say? Did that work?
No, it just made me hurt more.
It had to work. What's your name?
Greg,
What year is it?
2018.
Damn it. Okay. Well, I'll tweak the settings.
Oh, my retinas.
I'll tweak the settings. Probably got a good. What did I do to deserve this?
Oh,
Probably got a good picture of you though. I'm imagining that I captured that.
What, you got a Game Boy printer built into that fucking thing?
That is a function. I was well, it's powered by a battery and a little flip phone, so it's a flip phone camera that
so
goes
it's
off
nice and
every time.
JPEG-y.
Yeah, so it's nice picture being like dated quality, but
It's nice for 2002.
I can show my grandma maybe, and she'll accept the photo for what it is.
Wow, what a photo, Donald!
She really wouldn't though. She's like hipper than I am with technology and stuff, so she would be like, "What the hell is this?
What up, B?
Where's your smartphone, asswipe?
Are you Sans from Undertale? You know that song?
No, grandma, I don't.
Oh, let me recite it on my piano.
Okay.
Grandma, please, no.
I thought that piano
Grandma,
was broken.
stop. My eye is glowing like Sans from Undertale.
Oh my gosh. Well, grandma, we're gonna have to put you down, I think.
Grandma sounds like she knows all the meme speak.
She does. She's pretty with the meme speak. She's all over Reddit.
She glomps. XD.
I wouldn't even know. I wouldn't even know if she did because
face.
that she does do every Thanksgiving. As a matter of fact.
Does she know what the hentai is?
If she does, we have not broached that subject yet. Grandpa won't allow any kind of
Grandma,
talk like
what's
that.
your favorite tags in hentai? I like incest, inflation, vor,
and shape-shifting. Oh, Grams, this is getting out of hand. Pass the potatoes,
I
please.
like gender bending.
How do you bend your gender, Grandma?
Like airbender, like Aang.
Oh my God, stop doing that. Put your shirt back on. Ew. You're not supposed to bend it.
I also like NTR and scat.
You mean you like verbally doing music sounds with your mouth?
I sure do. Beep, bop, 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 bop.
Yeah.
Bop, 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 bop.
Cool.
Beep, bop, 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 bop. Bop, 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 beep, bop, 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 bop.
Oh, Grandma, you shit. You have now pooped, though. You also did the other scat.
I like that kind of scat too.
Can't have both. We're just supposed to have a family meal.
There's multiple tags in this one.
Well, I suppose that's true.
Hashtag relatable.
Hashtag relatable and hashtag obscene opening number blank. Hi. Thank you for joining us.
It's us.
We are the Boxcar Buddies. I'm Don.
I'm Greg.
And we are really happy to have you back. If it's your first time joining us or if you've been here before, either way, we appreciate you taking the time. And what Greg and I like to do, if you don't know, is we're both homeless. We live in Chicago, around Chicago anyway, different parts. And we meet up from time to time whenever we're able, whenever nature allows us to, and
whenever the god Borealis isn't blowing his ice-cold winds down our necks,
indeed,
he bequeaths to us, let thine podcasting material bring to life yet another quality programming of the acquaintances that live in rectangular metal boxes.
Yes, almost exactly that same speech every time, which is why we try not to let him in here. But the rectangular metal boxes he's referring to... I don't want him
to give me the cold shoulder.
No, and I don't want any bequeathing of icy winds either, because that's just... It is icy in Chicago now. It really will take you down. If you walk in the loop and you walk between buildings and you just get...
Sorry, I've had beans today.
You just get fisted by like this icy blast of wind, and it is not pleasant. And
it's uncomfortable.
We're looking forward to about another 4 months of that starting right now. So buckle up, everybody. But in the meantime, also Greg and I, what we do is we escape from our shit day-to-day experiences of running from police and bill collectors and local convenience store owners from whom we've just taken some food.
And the own shape-shifting reality of your emotions.
Yes, and we escape into various forms of content, fictionalized as it becomes available. Whether
you could say that we're escape artists.
You could say that.
Ha! See, I am an artist.
You did it.
You.
Yeah, you can escape. Yeah. You escape all the time. Actually,
I sure do.
I'll give you credit for that. You definitely escape all the time. And
see, I'm like a regular whodunit.
Whodunit son first.
No, whodunit. You know, the magic man.
The magician.
Yeah. Like Tony Blair?
Now, here's a question. what's the difference between a magician and a wizard?
Wizards have beards.
Okay.
Long beards.
I suppose.
Because magicians have beards, too.
They have tiny mustaches. Magicians do, I think. Don't some of them do?
They have any form of facial hair that is not a big, long, white beard.
Right. Top hats for magicians? Am I thinking of like Fred Astaire?
No. I'm going more like modern magicians where they wear like vests and they have slicked back hair.
Ah, yes. And douchey eyebrows.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very douchey. They purposely lift their eyebrows up to make it look like they're like smoldering all the time.
Permanently, yeah. And it's misdirection.
Can you guess the card?
Ace of Spades.
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
Magic.
I paid $50 to get in here, and I just wanted you to impress me in front of my girlfriend.
And that was the trick all along. The
All right.
disappearing wallet.
Great. 2 stars. Get the fuck out of here.
Whereas a wizard is kind of like obsessed with animals. Mm-hmm. Usually lives in the middle of nowhere, smokes a pipe.
Single. Incredibly single.
Very, very incredibly single.
Most, arguably. The most single you can
they
be.
trade acquaintanceship for power and knowledge.
Mm-hmm. And opposingly, they maintain their power by, I think, maintaining a single life. Because their magic...
Are you trying to say that incels are some kind of wizards?
Indirectly, yeah. I mean...
Involuntary wizards?
Well, no, because a wizard commits to this like early on, and they do it in the pursuit of magic.
Yeah.
Incels might incidentally become wizards by involuntarily not having sex. So there's the difference, I suppose. Incels.
Man,
are,
way to use your brain cells on that one.
Thank you. Yeah, I know. I didn't. Nobody should ever have to think that hard about whether incels are wizards and the logic statement.
I mean, it depends. Do you think like necromancers are incels?
Oh,
I can't get laid because I keep putting my hands in dead bodies.
I wonder though, with necromancers, like maybe they fool around with like the resurrected bodies. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so
that's
not
why
only are they
bring it back.
necromancers, they're necrophiliacs?
Yes, necrophilimancers.
Ooh, that's a whole can of potatoes.
Niche, super niche. We're getting down to here. Yeah.
Speaking of niche, how's our audience in Sweden going?
Hey, hi, how are you? Thanks for listening.
Yeah, we've been checking our numbers and we've noticed that we have this very large influx of Swedish listeners.
We got some listeners in Sweden. Thank you.
Which is stepping it up in Europe. So, fucking step on it, UK.
You're
like the closest thing to America.
We have some listeners in the UK, which we appreciate. We love some feedback from across the pond, but Sweden just surpassed. Canada is also making a strong push, actually.
Hell yeah, North America, bitches.
Yeah. Probably, maybe heard a little bit about the, the maple syrup mafia going on up there.
It could be the fact that I have been to Canada many times.
Mm-hmm. You're almost a Quebecois? A Quebecois? What's the...
No, it's called LaCroix.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's basically fart water.
You take that back. LaCroix is delicious.
Water.
Have you tried pamplemousse?
I have tried every flavor, and they all taste exactly the same. An essence of what it should be, like a fart.
But it's carbonated. It's carbonated water.
Wow.
So it's like beer,
oh
but
my
not.
God, it's like they blew bubbles in my fart water. It's like I'm drinking a fart now.
Okay.
Nummy, nummy, nummy. I'm gonna slurp this down.
I happen to really enjoy LaCroix, and next time I have some, and you're thirsty because I know you've drank it before when I've had it.
I'm
not
drink
gonna
my
give
own
it to you.
piss. I'd rather drink rainwater.
I'm gonna hold you to both of those. Next time I have fucking
water.
LaCroix.
I'd rather drink my own blood.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I'd rather drink the blood of the innocents.
Yeah, I've seen you do that too. That's always disturbing. But yeah, as is life sometimes, which is why Greg and I try and escape from it. And to do that, we'll jump into games and movies and into our friends' laps and onto rooftops and any place.
And windowsills.
Yeah. And windowsills, fall down them.
Sometimes police stations.
Clinics, free clinics. Libraries.
No, I've been banned from those.
Yeah, well, you can't jump in it anymore. I can jump in it if I feel like it.
I don't think Freak will let you in
I bet he would. I could probably persuade him.
Bet on that?
Sure.
All right. I'll bet you 3 cat paws and... Hold on a second.
Do you want me to just get it for you?
I got this. Let me check my bindle.
Bindle? All right. This is really sad. It's a little bit like Tusk. You remember Tusk?
Hey, Don, how about you talk about the thing that you saw this week?
Sure. And you're just going to go ahead and reach over there?
I'm going to sit here
okay.
like this for a while.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you, all right, you comfortable, though? You good, though? Do you need any... I have... You know what I have?
Fine!
You know what I... You know what I have? I have a gummy in my pocket. Here, you take that. You chew on it, okay?
Oh, why can't you throw it in my mouth?
Yeah, I got one more. Here, I'll try it. There you go.
No.
Oh,
It fell off my chin.
I'm sorry, bud.
No!
All right, well, you go ahead and do that. So what I got into this past week, Greg, is there's an album from an artist that I was previously unfamiliar with, and I went to the library. I went back there. I sweet-talked Martha. We hung out for a little bit. She professed some fascinations with murder cases from back in like the 30s. She kind of like opened some research, posed some theories to me, and I was like, wow, this is interesting. And in exchange, she let me use the master computer for 2 hours an afternoon last week. And on the master computer are there's a bunch of information which is saved in like Google Chrome or another web browser, like Firefox or something. Somebody's logins for various websites and subscriptions are all saved on this library master computer. So it was wonderful. I chose to use my time on Spotify. I happen to enjoy Spotify. I like the people who listen to Spotify.
We're not sponsored by Spotify.
No, we're not. But I like them, and I wanted to use it anyway.
I got my bindle.
You got that. Hey, I see you got the gummy, too. Nice. So I used it. I logged on to Spotify. I had this little... I clicked on a bunch of songs. I had their algorithm create me like a playlist, and some different artists popped up that I was previously unfamiliar with. One of them that came across my plate on this afternoon was an artist by the name of Outasight. Outasight.
Like you can't see him anymore?
Yeah, like he's out of sight. And also like,
Well, of course music is out of sight. It's sound.
Yeah, it is sound.
Yeah.
Well, unless you have synesthesia. You can see music.
Like Daredevil?
Yeah.
He could see the waveforms in the air.
Totally. And if
For
it's...
non-audiophiles, wave is a form of audio.
Uh-huh. And it's
like an MP3, but bigger.
And you can't surf on it.
I wish I could.
That would be fun.
I wish I could let it overtake me and take me out to the great blue.
Just let it wash over you. And that's what sound can do sometimes, and that's why I chose to go on to Spotify that way. But this artist, Outasight, I was immediately struck by the melodies, the tempo, and the beats of his songs. It's very up tempo, very catchy stuff. There's a little bit of disco in there. Reminds me a lot of Daft Punk, Jamiroquai, MGMT a little bit.
Justice a little bit.
Little bit of Justice, yes. But rather than instrumental stuff in that direction, he sings or raps over all of the beats. So it's not, like super
not 100%
Daft Punky
house. It's
it's like a blending of sort of an electronica, like an electronic disco sound with fast rap, kind of, or what's the two, like rhythmic poetry. Call it that. I wouldn't say it's poetic. A lot of the lyrics it's very centered on like partying. You know what I mean? Like,
it's just rap.
Yeah, just typical rap stuff. And you're kind of like.
So you have this like super synth, like there's violins and then like a. Yo, I want this pussy.
No. It's not like.
It's more in depth.
No.
Give me the pussy. Out of sight.
It's pretty much just like that. it's amazing.
He's not a mumble rapper, is he? So it'd be like.
No, he's not a mumble rapper. He's It's very
shit.
very articulate. He does speak over volumes over the beats and stuff. But I found his whole new album, which Greg, if you'll allow me to use your hand briefly here.
It's not like I have a choice.
Future Vintage Soul. Here, you can have that back. That's the name of the album from Outasight that just recently came out. There are 12 songs on the album, and I found 10 or 11 of them to be highly listenable repeatedly. They're the kinds of songs that, like, the beats get in your head. They're very catchy. The lyrics are not deep, as I mentioned, but it's not offensive rap in any way. It's not the combative rap of I'm the best and I'll kill anyone who says otherwise and I'll fuck all the women and I get all the money.
Rappers.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's like, hey, like, it was more like a little bit of like Snoop and Dre in the 90s. And Tupac, like, everything's a party. We're in my parents' basement and I'm the man and I got this fountain.
It's more about good times than like overtopping someone.
Absolutely. It's just not combative. It's very much kind of like a happy, feel-good party rap sort of style.
Jamiroquai's the good band to like vocalize with it then, because that band is nothing but let's have a good time.
Yeah, it's exactly. It feels a lot like that, like Jamiroquai. Just and his. I enjoyed the vocal style. It kind of his voice grated on me a bit after I listened to the album 2 or 3 times. It's kind of rests in this range vocally that's like, okay, you can get sick of it after a while, but the beats are very, very catchy. The choruses do get caught in your head, and I listened to them. I just sat there like vibing in the library, and I could see myself, if I were a train taker, if I were a normie, I could see myself listening to this to and from work on the train every day, and it'd be very enjoyable. So I sat there, and once I was done with that, I let Martha kind of comb my hair. She's really big into the hair combing, and then
your hair needs it. You're looking a little greasy.
Yeah, it was good. It was good that she did that because
you need to cut your hair regularly, like I do.
Yeah,
I bite it.
Well, yeah, you bite your hair regularly, so it's got that like torn look to it as opposed to like trimmed. Not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like that's your look. And I don't know. I'm not going to be biting my hair. Like I
can bite it for you.
Would you?
I mean, look at these.
Would you? Here, this back part has actually been kind of.
Well, you're gonna have to like lean on top of me right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Here, I'll bend down. I'll get nice and close to you there. Yeah. Oh. Ow. 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 God damn it. Okay. That's great.
Wow. When was the last time you combed your hair, man? You've got a lot of knots.
The last time was when Martha did it last week, but she didn't. She admittedly she didn't do a great job, and her comb is made of bone. Actually,
that sounds like a Martha thing.
Did not ask if it was human.
Martha's weird. She collects a lot of weird things. She's
very
into
strange.
like occult shit.
Oh yeah. I could see her with a Ouija board all the time.
Ouija board?
It's me, Martha. She doesn't do that though. She's old.
Very old. Martha's. She's pretty crotchety, almost.
But yeah,
I call her our little witch, and then she beats me.
She does not like it when you say that.
One time she threw a skull at me.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you keep it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could probably use that to make.
I used it as a hand puppet when I was doing stage dancing in front of the streets.
That's a great. You probably got some more money that day, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Really?
No.
Did you do it on Halloween?
No, I stupidly did it on November 1st.
Oh. Fucking day after.
And then immediately people are like, get fucked, Halloweener.
No, because it's Thanksgiving already.
I'm like, but there's still candy on sale. Fuck you, Halloweener.
And people still have their decorations up, too. Like
people also have their decorations for Christmas up already.
Yeah, I guess that's really not a fair way to judge anybody is the decorations of their house. Cause
I mean, October to December is like the most like, fuck you, it's this holiday. Of the year,
and it's just it's always a mesh. Like someone could theoretically leave their Halloween decorations up until Thanksgiving, and then if you wanted to do Thanksgiving decorations, you could do those, or just jump right to Christmas after that.
Yeah,
and then you just leave your Christmas decorations.
Whereas like every other holiday knows when to fucking go away.
Bite it. I know.
Valentine's Day, it's like, all right, here's the day. Did you fuck? Okay, see ya.
Bye. And if you didn't, you suck.
If you didn't, I hope your hand was good enough, loser.
Have a bunch of candy, you fat shit. Yeah, and then Easter, it's just like the Monday after. It's like immediately you're like,
No one gives a shit about Easter.
I ate too many fucking eggs.
Nobody gives a shit about Easter.
I like to eat the food that's provided on Easter.
I didn't get food on Easter's.
Oh man, dude.
We did Easter wrong.
Apparently.
Like we'd get like my mom would hide the basket full of candy in our RV, but like afterwards it's like, all right, we're gonna go visit your aunt, and then she's like, hey, it's Easter. Cool. Whereas if you go on Christmas, it's like, hey, we have a ham, and we got food, and we got pineapple stuffing.
Well, in my family, we did have a big party like that, like for Easter. We got it catered, like we got ham, we're Polish, so like we got pierogies, we got.
All right, way to fucking rub it in.
We also had
Christ.
we had to eat borscht though too. Have you ever had borscht?
Yes, it's Stoney's.
Beets. Oh yeah, of course, beet soup. If you haven't,
You know what doesn't have flavor?
You can
other than dirt. Beets.
You can make it taste.
I'm not being
borscht
facetious.
is funny. No.
I'm being real.
He's absolutely right.
Nasty.
And they're supposed to be good for you. And I admit that they very well may be.
You know what else is good for you? Flintstones vitamins.
True.
They're nummy.
Yeah, and they're a lot tastier. But borscht is funny because you can make it good. You just have to do a lot to it after you scoop the soup into your bowl. You got to put like an egg in there. You want to put some like sour cream and some chives and like.
Oh, so you have to put in a bunch of other shit to make it edible.
Yes, exactly. It's a funny weird thing.
On its own, borscht is pretty terrible, but when you put an egg, it's yummy.
Tastes like egg.
Oh, it's like ramen, but worse.
Now we put in sour cream. Here, you have some that
nummy. You eat this great.
Who's the big boy?
Who does not love big grey goop? It look like mashed potato, but does not taste like it.
Texture strange, no?
Texture can't make up mind if creamy, crunchy, or mushy.
Open wide. Yes, it's still hot. Take it down now.
Here comes the funnel. No, Grandma.
Yeah, that's borscht. That was Easter for us, anyway. But yeah, that's what I did.
No,
I danced.
We'd eat Reester bunnies, and then that's about it.
Now, are those Reese's, or is that like some kind of weird?
It's a chocolate rabbit made out of Reese's.
Wow,
A Reester bunny.
I don't think we ever had a Reese's chocolate rabbit. We had other chocolate rabbits, but I never had a Reester bunny.
I don't know. I think regular ass chocolate rabbits are boring because they're hollow. But the Reester bunny, like, they combat the hollowness by filling it with fucking peanut butter.
No, that is great. I would love that. I have had solid chocolate bunnies though, like not hollow, all the way through, like a fucking block carved into the shape of a bunny made of chocolate.
Dang.
And those are, I mean,
that's better.
If that doesn't last you,
hollow bunnies are.
They're shit. Hollow bunnies are shit. I mean, it's literally
garbage.
Like, why would you waste your fucking money? What, do you want to show your kids what a hollow thing looks like? It's fucked up. No.
You know, one time my mom came over and gave me one of the hollow chocolate bunnies, and she's like, look, it's an allegory for me.
This is adult life. Yeah.
You're going to feel this very soon, Greg. What? Emptiness.
Thanks, Mom. Great lesson.
Also, one big, obnoxious candy eyeball that tastes terrible.
Oh, the candy eyeballs, the ones that are
it's like made of like dots.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. But a solid chocolate bunny, that thing should easily last you like 6 to 8 months. And if it doesn't, you are cruising for diabetes.
You're
cruising
sucking
that
for
thing
a bruising.
Down. Yeah, seriously. But anyway, after that, I just danced around the library and I read some forbidden books and then was eventually chased out by the custodian.
Martha's forbidden books.
Yes. I looked at some of Martha's forbidden poems under those historical pictures of wolfmen and large bats and questionable species.
Scary, horrible, terrible nightmares.
Yeah, she has this collection of like old fairy tales and all this old world stuff, and she keeps them in this little cubby in the Harold Washington Library. It's behind a secret door, and under little like pictures of these creatures, she writes little poems and like about what she would do if she ever met like a wolfman or a giant bat, and it's a lot of the time it's sexual. Not gonna lie.
Why did we hire her?
Well, she cleans really well. She removes all evidence of us in the boxcar before I destroy of it, and I like her spurs. I like her fashion sense.
She just scares me.
Yeah, I know. She is off. She's off, but she's a character. And I mean, hey, characters make the world go round.
That's true.
As does content. And what sort of content did you get into last week, my man? What'd you do?
Oh, well, Donnie, before I hurt my back end, I was off doing my normal roaming, just chilling around. When I hear off in the corner, I was off on State and Lake, and I was just goofing off down in the loop. I was going to the ABC building to make funny faces at the newscasters.
Right across the street from the Chicago Theater.
Yeah.
Fun place.
I like going up there and just making sure to look at the news anchor right in the eyes and do like a nodding motion.
Yeah. Especially if it's like a weird story, like a sensitive story that he's talking about.
And
like,
our top story today. And then he sees me at the window just going...
Sort of getting the fog of your breath on the glass.
I get as close to the glass as possible. Sometimes I crack it with my face.
Whoa. So you're the reason they have that tape up over the glass window there.
Maybe.
I suppose it could be other things, but I did see a lot of cracks in that pane of glass there.
But at the end of the 10 p.m. newscast, when everyone's standing out there and waving like, oh, let's get the last of the friends at ABC 7 to say hello. When I felt a tug on my arm, and I was like, oh shit, what is that? And I just hear this voice just say like, you're making me uncomfortable right now, still doing that.
Oh, whoa.
And I was like, oh, it's my good friend, the Rave Man.
Rave Man, what up, Rave Man? So he was outside ABC?
Yeah, he was downtown, apparently. He was on a job.
Wow.
For those who don't know, the Rave Man is he's a fancy dance man. He really likes music. He wears a black suit.
Yep. His
black tie, black button-down shirt.
He's a well-known DJ, I believe. Like he kind of
You should see him tear up on the dance floor. Like he let other people's bodies just fall.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
I guess in complete awe, but sometimes I'll see blood fly out of them.
They fall at awkward angles. Yeah, it's a strange sight to behold, but
he does carry around a lot of box cutters
all the time. He
says it's his signature. He's like, don't mess with my box cutters.
He opens his jacket up and it's like he's a watch salesman, but inside his coat are just box cutters, different models of them. Yeah,
he's weird. He does all kinds of odd jobs. He doesn't really tell me what his job in total is, but I've stepped into him as a cab driver. Sometimes he's worked at a Sleepy's, but this time he was just making the rounds. He was walking around, but he noticed me and tugged me away, and he said, you are very distracting.
Wow.
And the last thing I need is someone being very distracting right now.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, but I wanted to say hello to the newsmans. It's the only time I can get my fame out there. I've been trying to sell our podcast more.
Absolutely.
What better way than TV?
Just wave yourself on the news. Be like, hey, I'm Greg. Hello.
Hi there, welcome. I'm Greg. Follow us on Spotify, on Stitcher, not Stitcher. You suck with your ads. You suck, and you're not giving us money. Then he was like,
with Apple, you could listen with Apple though, with iTunes.
Yes, and you can listen to us on Podbean. That's where our main posts start.
We love them.
We love you, Podbean.
Make me news. Make me news now. I am newsman.
Yeah, but Rave Man grabbed me and he started taking me into the alleyway that's right before Randolph.
Mm-hmm.
And he just took me there. He's like, you need to stop moving with the way you do, because all you do is bring police with you. I was like, I'm sorry, Rave Man, but I'm just kind of making my way around here. And he's like, listen, all right, you're going to come with me just so you can be quiet.
Oh, wow. He took you under his wing?
Yeah, his big jacket. He just put me underneath his jacket.
Oh.
And then
physically put you under his wing.
Yeah, it was strange. He's like, all right, now what I want you to do is walk. When I walk, I'll kick the back of your legs. That means it's time for you to walk.
Okay.
And don't make a sound. If you make any sounds, I'll make this coat your grave.
Ooh.
I was like, that sounds like a dope dance move.
Frightening. Motivating, too.
Yeah, so...
Great mentor.
It was strange. So for the next 20 minutes, he just had me walk all over the place. He put headphones in my ears, but he moved his arms a lot. And the jacket got a little wet sometimes.
Ew.
It stank. It smelled like iron.
Gross.
And he's just kept walking me through, and
Was it like a dance routine? Was that what he was teaching? Was this like Napoleon Dynamite?
No,
and he was
no.
like, you were sweating a lot?
I don't know what it was, but he just wanted like me to not be in a great vicinity, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I guess because I'm so famous now because of the Boxcar Buddies that
Suppose. But it's a free city, Rave Man.
yeah.
You can't just walk around Chicago telling people not to be on streets.
In any case, he finally taps me in the shoulders like he took his arms out of his jacket pockets and then slapped me on the shoulder and pushed me out of the jacket.
Oh, okay.
And I noticed we're right back where we started. Man, his coat is red. Like a red coat.
Wow.
Dark red. Like
Not
almost
not loud, but like a muted, dark, wet red
like
coat.
earthy red.
Okay.
Something that's like, I don't know, like an internal red, I
Yeah.
feel.
Like it bleeds.
Yeah. Well, maybe. But he threw the coat on the ground and was like, good, thank you. You know, they're not really going to be looking for a four-legged man. And I was like, what does that mean?
Four-legged
And
man.
I was like, what does that mean? He's like, it is nothing. It is a dance move. Come with me. I give you a prize. I was like, oh.
Prize.
What are we doing? So we went to a cab that he had proclaimed, and he shoved me in the back. He's like, listen, I've got to do some driving, but don't worry. This glass, I can't hear you.
Oh, the partition and the
Yeah,
cab?
like the glass that's
Yeah.
in between the back and the front.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, Rave Man, that sounds really cool. And he's like, yeah, that's cool. But he started rolling up the window. I guess he really needed to do this job really fast.
All right.
And lo and behold, there was a little TV on the back of his driver's side seat,
Nice.
and it had a Roku in it. So I was like, oh, dope. I can look around and see what's on here. And
It's wonderful.
I noticed that he had Netflix, and I'm like, you know what? I can always Netflix and chill in the back of a car.
Sure.
It's fine. It's luxurious. He had water.
Oh,
He's
how
a good
considerate.
He's a very good, like, he takes his cab driving seriously.
Yeah, serviceable.
There were snacks. There were peanut M&Ms.
Oh.
Nummy.
5 stars, Rave Man.
Empty Burger King cups, though.
No.
I mean, the guy drinks a lot of milkshakes.
That'll knock you down to 4.5. Actually, 4.25. If it had been peanut butter M&Ms, that would be 5 stars. Peanut are good. Peanut butter are superior.
I prefer the peanut, but I will not knock anyone who enjoys peanut butter.
Fair.
I also like pretzel.
The pretzel are good. You know what's not good? The crispy center of
Crispies
M&Ms.
suck.
They're horrible.
They're like, hey, you know, remember Whoppers? Remember how bad these candies are? Here they are in M&M form.
I weirdly enjoy Whoppers, but I dislike the crispy M&Ms a lot.
I'd rather have a Whopper from Burger King with a milkshake, but lo and behold, there's all these empty fucking Burger King wrappers everywhere.
Yeah, but
Rave Man
Rave
loves him some BK.
some BK.
But in any case, I'm just browsing through Netflix when I noticed, hey, the new season of Castlevania is out.
Whoa, Castlevania season 2. What up, duh?
Yeah, so for those who don't know, Castlevania is a classic Nintendo video game series about hunting vampires. This very famous family called the Belmonts, and they want to hunt down Dracula.
Dracula.
Season 1 was very short. It was only 4 episodes.
4, right? Okay.
So in total, it was about like an hour. It was like a movie.
yeah, exactly. Very understated, very muted for a length.
So this time they had a full 10 episodes in order to tell a complete story to continue off of what happened in season 1.
Oh, nice.
Basic recap: Dracula's wife is murdered by the church.
Right. That's like right off the bat in season 1.
It's the very first thing that happens. You watch a woman burn alive.
Yep.
This is an animated show, and it's very mature.
Oh yeah.
Lots of swearing, lots of blood, lots of action.
Gruesome.
Dracula says, hey, you have 1 year to leave this land, and I'll let you live just because I loved my wife so much,
Right.
who was human. If you decide to stay, I will viciously murder you.
I'm coming back here in
I'm
1 year.
I'm
and
committing
anyone
genocide.
anyone who's here is getting fucking throat
So
slashed.
a year passes, he goes on a murder spree.
Right, because a lot of the people, if I recall from the first season, a lot of the people who lived there, the locals, were convinced by the church to stay. Yes, that it was that
It
Dracula's
was like,
threat.
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Dracula's a bunch of bullshit. And then Dracula comes out of the sky and fucking rains fire on literally everything.
Yeah, sweet fucking Dracula justice coming back.
Yeah, so At the end of the season, Trevor
Vengeance,
Belmont
Yeah.
meets a wandering wizard nomad named Sypha, and then they come across a coffin with Dracula's half-human, half-vampire son, Alucard.
Oh, Alucard, right. Dracula backwards.
Dracula
Alucard.
backwards.
What an Alucard.
And all three of them vowed to join up together in order to kill Dracula.
What's Alucard's beef with Dracula?
Well, Alucard didn't want a genocide of humans.
Oh, he's a fan. He's a fan of humans.
Well, I mean, he's half human.
Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. That makes sense, yeah.
Because like at the beginning of season 1, Alucard challenges Dracula, and Dracula viciously beats
Owns
the
him.
shit out of him.
Yeah.
Locks him away in a coffin.
But lets him live because he's his son. And he's like,
Yeah, because he's not going to kill his son.
right.
I
You
mean,
are my seed.
You are my son.
You are my line.
So this takes place immediately after the first season. And I want to say, like, the show spends a lot more time with Dracula's crew than our three mains,
Interesting.
which I thought was very interesting. Like, I was kind of wondering, there's several episodes where, like, you don't even see Trevor or Sypha or Alucard. Like, they're mentioned, but most of the episodes are about Dracula's army. And it's a good thing for build-up for the next season.
So when you say Dracula's army, like I'm assuming that there are generals and like
Yes.
characters high up under Dracula that they're also building to make it more of an ensemble. Typical anime stuff where you've got people on both sides, that characters that you kind of come to know.
It goes kind of like in a Game of Thrones route where it's trying to show like the political intrigue of vampires, and I don't think it works a whole lot. There are two human generals in Dracula's army, and they are very compelling villains. One of them is especially excellent. I love saying this guy's name too. Adetokumbo McCormack.
What?
Adetokumbo.
Let's get a spelling on that.
Adetokumboh.
Adetokumbo.
Adetokumbo McCormack.
Oh, Adetokumbo McCormack. I love that.
It's such a badass name.
It's fun to say.
And he plays probably the most badass character in the entire show.
I like the idea of a human working for Dracula. It's kind of
Two
like
humans.
That's like they're like turncoats, but at the same time you have to know that it's like the white guy in a rap group, like with a bunch of, like, you know that white guy is like the most ruthless of the bunch. They have to be because
They have
like,
to be
to have
because,
earned
like-
the respect of, like, you
Yeah.
know. And same thing with this, like with Dracula and
Because
stuff.
like in general, it's like, oh, being a white rapper is really super taboo. I mean,
Right.
like, not really so much nowadays.
Thanks
but
to
still,
Rabbit. Thanks
well, it's
to
still
M-Dog.
kind of like fucking frowned upon still.
Yeah,
but-
I would say so. Yeah, you're still an outlier for sure.
Yeah, but in any case, yeah, it goes really in depth of Hector and Isaac, the two human generals, and Isaac is probably the most interesting character of the bunch. He's like devoutly loyal to Dracula, and both of them hate humanity. So it goes really in depth of why they want a full-blown genocide of the human race.
Right.
But then there are a bunch of vampire characters where I just could not give a shit.
Yeah.
There's one named Godbrand, and I hate everything about him.
Yeah?
I think he has like the weakest voice acting of the bunch. I mean, in general, I think the show's voice acting is pretty meh because it's mainly TV actors playing these characters. It's not actual voice actors. They wanted more of a realism sound to all their characters instead of going goofy, which is what most voice actors are.
Yeah.
Because voice actors are known for being like,
Over the top, certainly.
their voices are so unique that you can't really listen to them like speak normal. Have you tried listening to Tom Kenny speak normally?
No, actually.
It's very odd.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's like it just doesn't. Voice actors when they're speaking as they do like in the booth, it's very distinctive.
Yeah.
You're not able to forget that, like, oh yeah, this is what you do.
Yeah. So I think the show suffers a bit from almost like every other Netflix show. Just a little too much bloat.
The bloat.
There's several episodes where I'm like, this I don't care.
To jump from 4 episodes to 10, that's a big leap.
But a lot of it is not spent on Trevor's group. It's spent on Dracula.
And season 1 ends with those 3 characters you mentioned making that pact that they're going to. So that's the cliffhanger, is that now you've got Alucard, you've got the Belmont, and you've got the wizard nomad guy.
Yeah,
and
Sypha.
And they meet up and they're saying, hey, now we're joining forces and we're going to go fucking kill Dracula.
And I mean, like, the dynamics between Trevor, Sypha, and Alucard are great.
So that's the A story, obviously. That's your A plot
It should be the A story, but it's not. The A story is the vampires.
So that in season 2.
Like, the trio doesn't become the A, like, storyline until, like, the last, like, 3 episodes. There are some times where they pop up where it goes a little bit into their past. It's a lot of background on both Trevor and Alucard, just to see, like, where their stances are. Like, Alucard is horrified because, like, they go into the Belmont estate so they can find all the monster hunting shit. He comes across this case filled with vampire skulls, and he's just staring at it. And he's like, yeah, it's like looking at the genocide of my people right here in this cabinet. This is great.
Tough stuff.
But, like, I just love the dialogue between Alucard and Trevor so much, because they're very much, like, vitriolic best friends.
Yeah.
Like, they completely respect each other, but at the same time, they hate each other.
Yeah, like polar opposites, sort of adversaries who respect each other kind of a thing.
Yeah. I love at the beginning of this season, like, the 3 of them are discussing their plans after the finale of season 1. And Sypha's very much like, you two need to stop fighting. It's fucking annoying. Stop it. They're like, yes, we'll do it. As soon as she leaves the room, just very quietly, Trevor turns to Alucard and goes, fuck you. And then Alucard goes, I agree. Fuck you.
Nice.
And then they giggle.
Well, that's great. Yeah, you can already tell that's great. That's what I guess, like, so it seems to me that, like, when I say, like, a storyline, it seems Netflix knew by ending season 1 with them joining up. It seems like Netflix knows that's the strongest thing. That's what you're watching for, is the dynamic between those guys, right? And yet they're purposefully leaving that out of a lot of season 2 in favor of building up.
It's mainly building up the Dracula people, because, I mean, like, I don't want to spoil it, but at the end of this season, like, the side characters to Dracula have very much become like, oh, these guys are going to be the big villains for the next season.
Gotcha.
Because both of the human generals kind of, like, spawn off into their own things.
Oh, okay, sure.
It's interesting. My God, the action sequences in this show are so good.
Nice.
They're so bloody and violent and cool. The actual fight of the Belmont team versus Dracula, like, it's such a great way to end the season. It's so over the top and it's so well choreographed. There are some times where the animation shows where it's like, oh, we're purposely, like, limiting the animation because there's already so much going on with the show. And plus, because I think it's a mainly in-house animation show. I think they do a little bit in, like, Korea, but I think most of it was done in America. I could be wrong. Animation friendos, let me know if I'm wrong. But season 2 is great. I loved it. It, of course, has the Netflix problem of bloat. But other than that, the writing is very strong, the dialogue's great, and the actual dynamics of all these characters playing off one another is very, very good. The voice acting is a little meh, but overall, I still think it's a very good show.
So it's worth even though, like you mentioned, there's a little bit of bloat. It was worth the time you put into it.
It was worth it because it's a lot of building up our villains. So very much like in the next season, that's what's going to be the focus.
Would you say you're looking forward to season 3?
Yes, I'm looking very much forward to it. Castlevania is just it's so good to see a good Nintendo show property.
Yeah.
As opposed to like any other video game show has been like fucking garbage.
Oh, absolutely.
This is easily like the number one. Like this is the best video game based show I've seen.
I have to say too, I got to give some props to Netflix because they have a lot of original content. Obviously, they bought up the rights to stuff, and a lot of it turns out to be garbage. But I have to say, I think their one field that they've been pretty strong on with almost all of the properties that I've watched is their animations.
Yeah.
I mean, I've of the list that I've watched, like the Ajin, Ajin, that one, the Seven Deadly Sins, there's
Well, you can find Seven Deadly Sins on Crunchyroll too.
elsewhere, yeah. Okay, what's the Sinbad? Like whichever the ones like Netflix like specifically like bought the rights to. And
so
then
like
reproducing.
Devilman Crybaby.
Yes, Devilman Crybaby.
F is for Family, BoJack, Castlevania. There's one animated movie that just came out. I can't remember the name of it, but it was completely made in a program called Blender, and I'm very interested in seeing that.
Interesting.
It's a free 3D animation program, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of dope.
Yeah, but I just, for the most part, the vast majority, I can't think of any weak examples off the top of my head anyway, but I think of a lot of good ones.
Big Mouth is pretty weak.
Never watched it. That's why I don't know.
Sorry for the friendos who do enjoy Big Mouth. I'm not a fan of it.
Is that the one with? Is that Bill Burr's?
No, that's F is for Family. I like that show.
Okay.
I'm talking about the Nick Kroll one.
Oh, that's right. That's Big Mouth.
Ugly ass. I
have heard a lot. Friends of mine have recently been recommending me Big Mouth, and I remember I know we've talked about it, Greg. I didn't watch any of it. You've told me your feelings on it.
Yeah, I'm not.
I do
not like it.
Yeah, and I see the trailer come up on Netflix, and like people are like, "Oh, it's so hilarious," and I'm like, "This doesn't look funny at all."
It's like generic, edgy adult humor, but
Yeah.
it's about like puberty and shit. There's one amazing number in it where like they have this guy who does like a spot on Freddie Mercury impression to sing an entire song.
All right, well, that's pretty cool.
But I mean, like I don't care for Nick Kroll that much.
Yeah.
I can understand his appeal, but like whenever he's in something, I prefer whoever he's alongside. Like I saw O Broadway O Broadway or whatever it's called with John Mulaney.
Okay.
And I'm like, John Mulaney is very funny in this, but Nick Kroll he's just Nick Kroll.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about him.
Yeah, that's fine. I liked him in The League. That's about the only thing I can think of that I enjoyed him in. But that's really that's most of my exposure from him. But anyway, we rambled a little bit there. But Netflix animations are good for the most part, and it sounds like Castlevania season 2.
Castlevania is killing it in the action department. Oh, Voltron too. That's another one that I forgot to brought it.
Yes, Voltron. Exactly.
Voltron is great. I dig how Netflix has been handling their animation shows.
Yeah, it's just a lot of them, for the majority, I think they turn out to be strong. That's some strong content for them.
Yeah, so Castlevania, I give a thumbs up.
Yeah, and Outasight, Future Vintage Soul. That's the name of the album. Check it out.
Well, speaking of things to check out, I think it's time we check up Greg's List.
Yo! This is that part of the show where you take part, where we hear from you, because you can send stuff to gregslist@gmail.com, 3 Gs, regslist@gmail.com. Send whatever you want to, and we rifle through those, and we pick something, a question or a suggestion or a message, whatever, and we'll just read it, and we bring it back to you. So who do we got today, Greg?
Today we've got our good friend Billy Bobcat. He's back.
Billy Bobcat from Morton Grove.
He still steps it up. I think we have to call Billy our number one fan.
I would say so. This is the third message from him that we've read. I think we've gotten a couple more, but these are the ones we've deemed worthy of reading. Yeah. Billy Bobcat's he submits.
He's not one to submit something that says I pissed and shitted and farted.
No, he has not done that yet.
Yeah. So this is from Billy. It says embarrassing. Dudes, what are 1 or 2 movies you absolutely love, but would never tell people in a group setting?
Ooh.
Now this is rough because now we have to lay out a movie, like our guilty pleasure movie.
We're gonna out ourselves now, though. That's a great question, though, Billy Bobcat. Props on that. That's it makes you think. That's one of those where you're just like, wow, I and even off the top of my head, I'm like, I don't necessarily know. I'm pretty. You have
to
wide
think
open
of like
about
an
stuff.
embarrassingly bad movie where you're like, I'll watch that.
Yeah,
just a movie where like I think it's like movies that are like usually critically panned or just outright like ugh.
Yeah,
I can definitely name one right now.
Go for it, please.
Joe Dirt.
Oh, Joe.
It's a fucking embarrassment for me to say, like,
You know what though?
I
gotta
still enjoy it.
Joe Dirt's a perfect example of this, where it's like that was critically panned, and Joe Dirt I think is a good movie. It's like Billy Madison watered down.
I don't think it's a good movie, but I think it's
good
funny.
to watch. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to watch. Okay,
There's still parts that I think are very funny.
All right. So on that same note, though, you brought up Joe Dirt. I would say, thinking of it in terms of a movie that was critically panned, like laughed out of theaters, and then has gets a following when it gets on DVD. Step Brothers is like the poster child of that.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know. I've always seen
that got laughed out of theaters.
I always saw Step Brothers as like, oh, it's well liked. It's just that it wasn't liked in theaters. I mean, that's the case with most comedies.
Yeah, Pineapple Express was that way. 40-Year-Old Virgin. A lot of comedies are like they go out of the theater, I guess, and it's like when they get
Not
to
40-Year-Old
DVD.
Virgin. That shit, like that blew away. That did really good.
Yeah, that was Judd Apatow's first
Most of the Judd
launcher.
Apatow movies do pretty well.
Knocked up,
They either do good or decent.
But anyway, that's why it's like it's kind of hard for me to say. I don't know if I have movies that I'm in like yeah, that's all right, embarrassing also. Okay, Saving Silverman is one that I think some people dislike.
Wow. Oh my god. Yeah.
I like that movie. That makes me laugh.
I do too. But at the same time,
You
it's
can
like,
see that people might be like, "Oh, that's not that
It's not
funny."
something to bring up in a conversation.
Ooh, Shallow Hal. That's a perfect example.
Oh
of
man,
one.
that's like one of the most ultimate guilty pleasure movies.
That's
Let's say that about like a shit ton of Jack Black movies.
Yes, and Shallow Hal, that I think would be one of my answers to you, Billy Bob. Shallow Hal is one that I'm like, if I'm in a group setting and it's people whose opinions I like respect or at least value, I'm not bringing up Shallow Hal as like a movie that I like to watch. But in reality, like if I'm at home flipping the channels and I'm looking for something and I see that come on, like I'll leave it on for sure. Like that's one that's a guilty pleasure for me.
Interesting. Well, I don't know if I can really think of any other ones. I think Joe Dirt has always been the biggest one for me. Like, I'm not embarrassed about being like Chris Farley fan because I think most of the Chris Farley movies are really good.
Absolutely. Black Sheep and whatever the fucking that other one was.
Tommy Boy?
Tommy Boy, thank you. Yes,
Tommy Boy's excellent.
No, Tommy Boy is excellent. For some, I just couldn't think of the title of it for right now. But I always think of those two movies like intertwined, you know?
Yeah, because it's the same exact character dynamic.
Yeah.
Except like at least with Chris Farley's character in Black Sheep, like he's an actual adult with a real job, whereas in fucking Tommy Boy, he's the most privileged little boy ever.
And he just never had. Yeah, he doesn't have to have any responsibility.
Oh, you know what? I got one. Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights.
That's a guilty pleasure for me too. I enjoyed that.
But I would never, ever, ever bring that up in a conversation. Like, what Christmas movie you want to watch?
That's a technical foul.
I want to watch deer shit constantly. It's not a good
eat
movie.
it and then eat it. No, it's a
but
horrible
I'll
movie.
watch it.
Yeah.
And I hate. Remember that whole sequence in that movie where it's just a fucking ad?
Yeah.
Like the song, like fucking mall mascots
Yeah.
are trying to get Davey to overcome his fucking
Yes.
sadness.
Oh, you reminded me of Fern Gully. I haven't watched Fern Gully in so many years, but I remember loving it when I was a kid, and if I saw it on or anywhere now, if I saw that video in a dollar store, I would buy that shit. Like, Fern Gully is like, it's in that special place, like where Final Fantasy VIII is. It's like, even though I know it's bad, and I would never tell people, like, oh yeah, Fern Gully's for me, I would watch that, though. Robin Williams as
Did
baddie.
you ever see the sequel?
No.
It was a straight to VHS one. I had my hands on that.
Oh, buddy.
I had a lot of terrible, terrible animated shows. Like, I had a lot of copies of Pokemon, man.
Oh yeah,
well, many.
Pokemon, dude. I watched that every day before going to school, man. It was like music videos and Pokemon.
But I had like a
for
lot
the
of
day.
like straight to like VHS like sequels. There was a Secret of Nim 2.
Secret of Nim. Oh, dude.
See that?
I don't know the second one.
The second one.
I don't know the second
like ruins the fucking everything about the first movie.
First one was like eerie in a cool way. Like
it's incredibly dark.
Yeah, I liked that a lot. One of my favorite names came from that, Nicodemus. I was like, that's great.
Not 2. 2 is not dark at all. The tone is completely the opposite. the fat little rat son becomes evil.
Okay.
So I think it's called Timmy's Quest or something like that. Ugh, that movie's an embarrassment. But I
Okay.
watched the shit out of that.
All the Disney Channel original movies. Can I say that? For
Yes.
like,
Oh my god, the fucking mermaid one.
all of them. The 13th year is what you're referencing. Yes.
Or,
Under Wraps, where his mummy's is like mummy's his stepdad or something.
Or what's the other one? The bowling one. What's the
Alley Cat Strike.
How do you know all of these?
I watched them. I watched them a
wrong
lot
with
with my
you?
sisters. Don't Look Under the Bed. Mom's Got a Date with a Vampire. Oh my god!
These
I
are-
watched all
every
of these
single one of these
Disney
is-
Channel original. That's why I put the category out there. That's one that I'm not at a party. I'm not telling anybody that I used to watch this, but I watched every fucking one of those things, man.
Wow.
And then also going way back, I'm going to throw one out. I'm not sure if I'd watch it now, but I remember them fondly. There was an animated show, I think, called The Care Bears. Do you remember The Care Bears?
Oh god, Don.
There was something about like that animation too, and like the way they solved their
Gave
problems.
The Care Bear stare.
Well, the Care Bears stare, and then whenever they'd like be fighting their bad guy, it would be like they'd blast him with a rainbow out of their heart, like just some really cheesy kind of like
I
goofy
can see that
thing,
show
but
spawning a lot of like streakers. Because it's like people, it's little animals exposing themselves.
yeah, oh yeah,
and
they
then,
were
and then jutting out their gut.
they're thrusting their pelvis
thrusting
areas,
their pelvises
and then
out,
shooting a stream of rainbows at the villain. Yeah.
That's why the last time I met a streaker, he went, "Ooh, my Care Bear stare." I guess his name was Whitey because he shot out a white beam.
Oh, wow. That sounds like that might have been Phil McCracken, and he just runs along the lake and shoots his wad at anybody who will stop and look at him.
I thought he was a Care Bear because he had a tattoo on his belly.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was like a big scary Oni.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That sounds like Phil, though. Yeah, I think that might have been him.
That might be Phil. I'm not sure.
But
I'm
anyway.
still a little disoriented because of the back thing, and then also Rave Man. Like, there were a bunch of, like, bright lights and pops coming from the front seat of his car, but I couldn't really see or hear what was happening.
Oh, man.
But, like...
How long were you in the car?
To watch that
The
entire
10
season?
10 hours, right?
No, not 10 hours.
Oh, like 5, because they're, 20 minutes?
They're 20 minutes, so I was in there for, like, maybe 3 hours.
All right. Not too
I just
bad.
heard a bunch of, like...
Like fireworks?
I guess.
In the front of the cab?
In front of the car, yeah.
You sounded so Irish when you said that.
I don't know what it was.
Weird.
Yeah, right in front of the car.
So it just stuck in there. I was like,
What?
oh, in front
the
of the
way I say care
Yeah. Yeah.
is my carriage stare.
Shoot, what
my
about
Care
the Care
stereo.
Bears? What about the Care Bears?
The Care Bears?
Yeah.
No, that's just a Care Bear. I'm talking about a Care.
Oh, sedan? Hatchback.
Sedan.
Nice.
Toyota.
Sedani boy? The pipes
pipes are clogging.
falling. Yeah, the Irish mechanic. He's a favorite. But anyway, Billy Bob, hopefully that goes a little way toward answering your questions.
I think we really laid ourselves bare.
Yeah. Anybody, feel free to send any disparaging messages to me at Boxcar Buddies.
I know I'll be making fun of
gmail.com.
you for fucking what's the surfboard one? Big Kahuna or some
Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami.
Puno. That was
you
his
wanna talk-
grandpa. That was his grandpa's whole dialogue of
wanna
those
talk about the
3
most-
movies. Was Puno. Do you know who that grandpa was, by the way? Fucking. From Mortal Kombat, like what was his name? Like Shang Tsung. He was like the villain head of the tournament in Mortal Kombat.
I don't remember watching the first.
That was Johnny
Mortal Kombat
Tsunami's grandpa, and all he said was
my
like,
God.
Puno. He said that all the time. Oh, Disney Channel original movies, fun stuff. A snapshot of culture.
A snapshot
in
of
the 90s and
cringe.
2000s. Snapshot of glory. It was great. And then yeah, whatever. But anyway, yeah, we've laid ourselves bare for you, Billy Bob, and for you. Thank you for joining us. That's going to be it for Greg and I for this week. I got to drag him out of here. We can't go to the free clinic. We're going to have to go to. I bet you Scummy's got something for this. I bet you we could. I
don't want him to put his plants in me. Don, don't take me to Scummy's.
I don't know where else we can take
Don,
you. You're
get
not gonna,
off my leg.
You're not
No.
going to heal on your own.
No.
You're coming with
Don,
me.
no.
Come on, buddy. No.
No! We're the Boxcar Buddies. We'll be back next week. No, please. I can't fight.
You're ow! Ow! My no!
Ow!
No!
Ow!
Come
Ow!
with me. It's for your own good.
My burn!
Let's go.
Ow, man.
Here, have another gummy. That's right.
What you just heard was a fantasy, a fiction cooked up for your amusement and the catharsis of the hosts. Please, have mercy on them.